Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the final 3 holes of Dave's half set challenge. So last week you've hopefully enjoyed the awkward lies out of the bunkers, and hopefully that's given you a little bit of insight into how to play different shots now we're coming into winter golf. So far Dave's not been in any in the actual course. But we've got that video out there because we know awkward lies is one of the biggest things that Dave mentioned that he struggles with. He's never really had a lesson on them before. No. A lot of the times when you go for lessons you will literally just do technique, which is great because you need to have your technique good and sharp, but you also need to know how it adapts in different lies and different situations. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Next week again we'll be looking at potentially some more awkward lies, or we're going to look at potentially what Dave has struggled with most in these on-course sessions, which this time around has been putting. I mean, not starting the ball online. When we had dew on the ground, we was able to see that Dave wasn't starting it online. He was always starting a bit left. So we'll be probably back on Capto next week and starting to look what's happened to his putting. Is there something that just needs a little tweak to help him keep improving through winter?
My mate says it's because I've got a new putter.
His mate says it's because he's got a new putter.
But he's Scottish.
But he's Scottish.
And he uses a broom handle putter.
And he uses a broom handle putter. Not that we've got anything against Scottish people or broom handles, but yeah, it's not a great suggestion that it's the putter's fault. But 7th hole here at Waterfront, we know from the flyover, which I'll put on now, we know it dog legs to the right, so Dave's going to go through his normal routine. He's going to use the right hand side of the tee box like he has been consistently through this video, and we know his driving has been good, so hopefully straight down the middle. It's famous last words, but Dave, don't let everyone down now. Super shot, little draw, good balance, and that should be middle stripe, Dave. So a great drive there from Dave with the old trusty.
Hey, still in the land of the living.
And we can get it, the Dave Harrison special. So, good drive there, Dave. Obviously it's ran through, so it was hit very well. It's gone through the fairway. And what have we got?
We've got 157.
So we've got 157 over the bunker. So 157 again would be that 6 iron.
Yeah, 6 maybe 5, but
we haven't got the 5, so let's Bushnell the top of that bunker at the start. So let's see what we've got to carry, because I reckon it'll only be 130 potentially to carry the trap.
Yeah, 127, yeah.
127, so we know, Dave, you're going to be able to carry that with a 6 iron, and if we're on the front part of the green, we've got an uphill putt. So good practice swing. We'll bring the step drill into the routine. Good. So imbalance to your finish. So that's a great shot, fading back nicely. Super, so just jumped over that left bunker, and it's actually got all the way back there, Dave.
Yeah.
So Dave, you've read the putt now, what have you got it?
I've got it 1, maybe 2 from the left.
Okay, so we'll go 2. So Dave's there in between 1 or 2, and we'll go as 2 because at least if we're high, it's going to be falling back to the hole.
Yeah.
So around about 20 feet. So a cracking shot there for Dave. He's hit a good drive, gone through the fairway, and then hit a solid 6 iron here onto the left side of the green. So it flirted with the bunker, but luckily just right, and it's just bounced off. Chased on.
Yeah, run out of Tad.
So we've got to the greens now. Obviously we've been putting on greens that have had dew on them, so Dave's been hitting them a little bit harder. We've now got to the ones that the guys have actually rolled, so a little bit slick. He's left himself a good 5-6 feet there. So just outside the right, Dave, yeah?
Yeah, well obviously overhit it, but I watched it keep on rolling. It didn't move that much, so.
No, that's it. So you can use the shadow of the flag on this occasion. Solid putt. Good putt.
Thank you.
So Dave, we're into the last 2 holes now. You must be warming up. Layers are off.
Red hot, kid. Red hot.
So 2 long par 4s to finish. So as we know, we're going to play them as well as we can. So here we're going to go driver. Hopefully another fairway. I know we ran through the last one, but we need to be able to get as close as possible to these 2 greens with good drives to be able to score.
I still count it because it were on for a short while.
Well, yeah, true. We'll go with that. I like your thinking. Great. Another nice low draw into the fairway. Shot. So that would be another fairway hit, Dave.
Marvellous.
So let's get the Dave Harrison ball cleaned and dried. So 200 yards in here, so it's a long shot again in. We know that Dave's club down from his driver is his 4 hybrid, so we're going to go 4 hybrid, get as close down there as possible because there's no trouble in between here and the green. So the further we get down there, the shorter shot we have, the more likelihood we can hit the ball closer. So good routine. Keep your step drill in there, Dave, so good sequencing. There we go, and hold your finish. Super strike, left side of the fairway.
I'm happy with that, happy with that.
Very good. Very familiar looking shot there for us.
Yeah, we've had this one before, Chris.
So, not only a couple of weeks ago I think it was, but so last time we used hybrid, again we've got around about 25-30 yards here, a front pin. It's very hard to get something landing, especially when we use a wedge here or anything with loft. It could hit a worm cast, shoot off. So we're going to use the hybrid to get more forward momentum and make a shorter swing, so we should be alright. Pretty good, so ran past to probably 15 feet. So we've got a chance again.
Not terrible, just over it slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit firm, and the greens again have been rolled. So this is where we ended up, Dave. So let's see, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So around about 18 feet away, which isn't obviously inside tour average, but with it being a front pin, and if you'd used loft, it'd have been just as hard to get the ball any closer. So we know we just hit it a bit firm, but we've got a chance. We've got a chance at a par, again on a hole that we can't reach in 2. Maybe we would have it with the 3 wood, but this is where you start to test your short game, start to play different shots, especially in the winter. Great stroke there, Dave.
Oh, Rob.
Great read, great stroke, just needed another 4 inches. So, solid 5, let's get to the last. The last hole, Dave, let's go through your normal process, so let's get a good drive away. So far, obviously we've been very consistent with your driver, which is good to see, and we've still got the 3 wood shaft in, but we've hit a lot of fairways today.
Yeah. Still struggle with a bit of distance, but
yeah, but that's where we've kept the step drilling, because the step drill encourages more distance and better balance, which means we should hit the centre of the face.
Should.
Yeah, should. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Super shot. Again, nicely in balance, and look, like another fairway hit. So what have we got here?
We've got 201 yards to the pin.
201 yards, so a little bit downhill, as we know, it's probably going to be your longest club in your bag that you've got, so I'm going to say it's your 4 hybrid.
Well, unless you want me to take driver off the deck, yeah.
Definitely not. So, 4 hybrid, again in balance here, we'll clean and place. Hopefully we should be able to sneak on the front of the green here. Super strike. A little bit right, but that's front right of the green, just short, so we've got a good chip.
Yeah.
So we're just off the edge of the green here, so we've got there, would have been middle, well, first third of the green. We've got a tricky pin here, so we've just got to really get over that fringe and get it rolling. So what club are you thinking from there?
Thinking the one that we've just used, Chris.
So hybrid, driver hybrid. What a par 4. So yeah, hybrid's going to get it up and over that to start with, and then roll down, because it's a tricky pin. I think Corn Beef, aka Keith, has done the pins today, so
yeah. Must have had a bad night.
Must have had a terrible night. Okay, so turned a lot more than we thought,
yeah,
but it's
gone
gone
the way. But I didn't walk it, did I?
Didn't walk it, didn't read it there, so the went out of sync a bit with his routine, but he's left himself a 7-footer.
See, you'd think just looking at it that it moved to the right. The pace in it, it feels straightish.
So let's go straight, so let's line it up.
Oh ho ho!
Right guys, so Dave, well done. Another good 9 holes this morning. I mean, to say it's the middle of October, it's nice and toasty now.
We've had about 3 seasons in one day. In fact, in one morning.
Yeah, we have, and not much wind, which is a rarity around here. But you can see there we've done 9 holes with half a set of clubs.
Yeah, and it's gone all right. I'm quite happy with that.
It's gone all right. We've shot 3 over, which was the same as what he did with your full set. So it just shows we've not had many in-between shots, I would say.
No. And we haven't got into any trouble like bunkers are outside.
No, we haven't been in much trouble either. So obviously Dave's a little bit straighter off the tee. We've hit a lot more fairways today, so it sees how it's a lot easier for Dave now to get on the green and give himself chances, but make a lot more easier pars. So it's one of those, if he'd come out with his odds, maybe he'd have struggled a little bit more, because we might have had some more in-between shots, but this is where...
And I can't hit the 5-iron very well.
Can't hit his 5-iron very well, but this is where, when you're out there in winter, mix it up. Maybe have a couple of weeks with your evens, swap to your odds. You're always then trying to play in between shots, and you'll see the benefit when you come back to the normal season.
So would you change from the driver to the 3-wood, or would you always keep a driver in?
Potentially take the driver out, hit some 3-woods, because then you might have some longer shots in. It starts to then engage you where you have to play different shots you don't normally have, and if you do then one day hit a bad drive and you've got the same distance in, you can relate back, oh, I know this because I hit my 3-wood once off here. So it's good to test you out, it's good to, but again, it makes your bag lighter more than anything.
Sure it does, yeah.
You can get more sandwiches in, which is what I'm really about. So yeah, just make sure guys, you get out there, mix it up a little bit. So Dave's enjoyed it. Hopefully, obviously next week we're going to be looking at his putting, see why he pulled a few putts. I mean, he did hold some good ones to finish with. But as for now guys, we're going to leave you there and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.